Early in the morning, a thin fog rises in the company parking lot. A single father, a janitor in his 40s, pushes his cleaning cart. He stops next to an old Mustang with peeling paint and a worn body. The CEO comes out with a group of investors in expensive suits, surrounded by VIPs. One investor points to the car. "What is this junk doing here?" The CEO laughs. "That car is junk." Laughter rolls through the group. The single father says nothing, simply pockets his keys. His phone vibrates. A text from his son. "Dad, don't forget about my science fair." He nods to the security guard. "I'll move it, and no one will know." In 30 seconds, the whole parking lot will freeze. This janitor built something worth $2 billion under that peeling paint. It's disrespectful. If ridiculing someone like that crosses the line, it's disrespectful. His name is Eli Parker, 44, a single dad who works as a janitor at a tech company. His son, Noah, is 10. He's obsessed with science, loves engines, loves mechanics, loves how things work. Eli's life is simple. Wakes up, works, goes home, takes care of Noah, and so on. He doesn't complain, doesn't ask for recognition, doesn't need attention. He just does his job, cleans offices, takes out the trash, mops the floors. People walk by, don't see him, don't pay attention to him. That's normal. Eli is used to that, but a Mustang, an old Mustang in a parking lot, that's another matter. It was his father's car, a 1967 Mustang with the original frame and classic body. His father gave it to him before he died. "Take care of it. It's got a good foundation," Eli said. But he did more than just take care of it. He completely rebuilt it, inside and out. The exterior remained the same. Peeling paint, worn bodywork. It looked like junk, but under the hood, everything was different. Years ago, before Noah was born, before his wife left, Eli was an engineer. He worked for a major car company, designing engines, innovating, creating new things. He was a genius. His colleagues knew it, his bosses knew it. But when he proposed a revolutionary engine design, hybrid technology, high efficiency, low emissions, durability, they rejected it. Too risky, too expensive, and proven. Eli tried again, using data, models, and prototypes. "We appreciate your enthusiasm, but we need to focus on proven technologies." Eli persisted. "This could change the industry. Mr. Parker, you don't have to make decisions like that. You're a junior engineer. Let the senior team handle strategy." Eli felt neglected, undervalued, ignored. Then his wife became pregnant. Noah was about to be born. Eli needed stability, income, security. He stopped pushing, stopped fighting, focused on his family, but his wife still left. When Noah was 2, he hadn't signed up for this life. Eli raised Noah alone. His engineering job required long hours, late nights, and business trips. He couldn't cope alone, couldn't be both an engineer and a single father, so he made a choice. He quit his engineering job and took a job as a janitor, a stable schedule, and no travel benefits. The pay was less, much less, but it gave him time with Noah, and at night, after Noah went to bed, Eli worked on the engine. Not for fame, not for money, simply because he believed in it. He built the prototype in his garage with his own hands, with his own tools, in his own time. 6 years, step by step, component by component. He used the Mustang as a test car because it was already built. The frame was old, the paint was peeling, the body was worn, but the engine was revolutionary. High performance, low emissions, fuel efficient, durable, reliable. Everything he designed, everything he proposed, everything they rejected, built, proved it worked. Eli told no one, didn't advertise, didn't seek recognition, just drove it to work, to the grocery store, to Noah's school, and people saw an old car, a janitor's car, junk. They didn't see the innovation, the genius, the years of work. And that was fine. Eli didn't need them to see it. He knew what it was. No one knew what it was, and that was enough. But this morning, when the CEO laughed, when the investors scoffed, something changed. Not anger, not pride, but clarity. These people judged everything by appearance, status, surface. They couldn't see value unless it was wrapped in glitter. Eli decided that this time he would show them, not prove anything. He himself, but he wanted to teach them that true innovation doesn't require a showroom. It requires substance, and the janitor they ignored built what they couldn't have done themselves. After the CEO's comment and laughter, Eli simply nodded. I'll move the car. He started walking toward it. The investors were still chuckling and cracking jokes. Does it even run? Probably held together with duct tape, the CEO added. A nice hobby, although we value employees with hobbies, Eli said condescendingly and dismissively. Nothing. He simply opened the driver's door. But before he got in, the manager approached him. Eli had cleaned offices many times. Hey, Eli, maybe we should park in the back from now on. We have an important guest coming. Eli looked at him. That's the employee parking lot. I know, but you know, optics. Optics. Yeah, just Bob today. Move it back. Eli nodded. Sure. He was used to this, to being invisible, to being asked to remain unnoticed. But then Noah appeared, walking from the bus stop with a backpack slung over his back to meet his father. It was a short-term day. School let out at noon. Eli had promised to pick him up and take him to the installation of his science project. Noah saw the crowd, saw his father. He saw people laughing, approached the car, confused, and asked, Dad, what's going on? Eli put his hand on Noah's shoulder. Nothing, just moving the car. One of the investors noticed Noah. Is that your son? Eli nodded. Yeah, he loves cars too. Noah replied proudly. Yes, sir. My dad built the engine in that car. It's amazing. The investor smiled politely and condescendingly. I'm sure you did, buddy. But they didn't believe him. They thought the kid was exaggerating, proud of his father's hobby. Noah looked at his father. Dad, should we show them? Eli hesitated. He didn't want to make a scene, didn't want to prove anything. Noah looked hopeful, excited, believing in him. Eli sighed. Okay, just for a second. He opened the hood. Investors gathered around out of politeness, curiosity, indulgence. They expected a stock engine, perhaps slightly modified, an amateur effort. But what they saw gave them pause. The engine was clean, flawless, professionally assembled, custom-built, precision-engineered. One of the investors, an engineer himself, leaned over. That's not stock. Eli nodded. No, that's completely custom. The engineer looked more closely. What displacement? 5 liters, hybrid, electric, regenerative braking, adaptive fuel mapping. The engineer's eyes widened. Did you build this? Yes. Where did you get the specs? I designed them. The other investors were confused, but the engineer understood. This isn't a hobby. This is professional work. Can you start it? Eli looked at Noah. Noah nodded eagerly. I got in, he turned the key. The engine came to life, not loudly, not aggressively, but powerfully, controlled, perfect. The sound was distinct, a deep rumble, a smooth idle, without vibration, without jerking. The engineer's expression changed. Shock, recognition, disbelief. He took out his phone, opened a document, a technical diagram. He compared it to the engine, his hand shaking. Then he looked at Eli. This architecture. I know this architecture. Eli, nothing. The engineer turned to the CEO. You know what this is? The CEO shrugged. An old car. No, it's the same engine design that Autotech Solutions is trying to acquire, the one that's valued at $2 billion. Silence fell over the parking lot. The CEO's smile disappeared. What? The engineer showed her his phone. Look, patent applications, prototypes. It's the same basic design. He looked at Eli. Where did you get this? Eli asked calmly. Because I designed it 7 years ago. I applied for it. My previous employer rejected it. The engineer scrolled through his phone. Where was your previous employer? Apex Automotive. The engineer's eyes widened. Are you Eli Parker? Yes. The same Parker who filed the original patent application for the hybrid powertrain? Yes, the CEO interrupted. Wait, you're an engineer? Eli looked at her. I was. And now I work as a janitor at the bar here at your company. The CEO looked confused and at a loss. Why didn't you tell us? You didn't ask, and it didn't matter. I needed a job with a stable schedule so I could raise my son. Noah stood next to his father, beaming proudly. The engineer still shocked. Do you realize what you have here? This engine, if it works as designed, is worth billions? Eli nodded. I know, but I built it for my son to show him that you can't turn down good ideas, even when people say no. The CEO tried to compose himself. Mr. Parker, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Eli looked at her. You called my car junk, you laughed, you told me to pump it full of bombs because it didn't look expensive. The CEO said nothing. Eli continued. Okay, but maybe next time, don't judge things by their appearance. He turned off the engine, closed the hood. I'm late for my son's science fair. He got into the car. Noah sat next to him, and they drove away, leaving the investors, CEO, and manager standing in silence, staring at the empty parking space where a $2 billion engine had just sat. Do you think they're about to figure this out? Wait. The CEO called an emergency meeting. That same afternoon, the entire senior management and investors gathered. Engineer, we need to talk about Eli Parker. The engineer's name was Dr. Marcus Chun, an automotive powertrain specialist. He introduced himself to those present. Eli Parker isn't just a janitor, he's one of the most innovative engineers in the field of hybrid powertrains. The management team looked confused. The janitor, Dr. Chun, showed documents, patents, research papers. 7 years ago, Eli Parker was a junior engineer at Apex Automotive. He proposed a revolutionary hybrid engine design. He showed the blueprints: high efficiency, low emissions, regenerative systems, adaptive fuel mapping, everything the industry was trying to achieve. Apex rejected him. Too risky, too expensive, unproven. The CEO leaned forward and said, so he built it himself. Yes, in his garage, over 6 years, using his father's Mustang as a test platform. Dr. Chun offered more data. 3 months ago, Autotech Solutions filed for a similar patent, very similar. They claim independent development, but the core architecture is nearly identical to Parker's original design. How much is Autotech's patent worth? $2 billion in ongoing acquisition negotiations. The room fell silent. The CEO asked, does Eli know about this? I don't know, but if he has the original patent application, the original prototype, he could challenge Autotech's claims. The CFO asked, why hasn't he done that? Dr. Chun shrugged. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't. Perhaps he's focused on raising his son. The CEO felt deep shame. We mocked him. I mocked him, called his car junk. No one responded. The CEO made a decision. We need to fix this. That evening, the CEO went to Eli's apartment. Small building, modest neighborhood. She knocked. Eli opened the door, still in his work uniform. Ms. Reeves looked surprised. What are you doing here? Can we talk? Eli hesitated for a moment, then let her in. The apartment was small, clean, tidy. There were pictures of Noah everywhere, school projects on the walls. The CEO sat down. I came to apologize for this morning, for what I said, for the way I treated you. Eli nodded. Okay, and to tell you something important. Do you know about Autotech Solutions, the car company? Yes, they filed a patent for a hybrid powertrain very similar to your design. Eli's expression didn't change. I know, the CEO said, surprised. Did you know? Yes, I've been following this for 2 years. Why haven't you challenged the patent? Eli shrugged. Because I don't have money for lawyers, and I don't have time for litigation. I have a son to raise. But this is your invention, worth billions. Eli looked at her. Money doesn't matter if I lose time with Noah. I'm 10 years old. Only a few years left before he doesn't need me anymore. I'm not going to give that up for a lawsuit. The CEO understood, but continued. What if we helped our company? We could provide legal support and resources to fight on your behalf. Why would you do that? Because it's the right thing to do. And because I was wrong about you, dead wrong. Eli considered, what would you want in return? The CEO answered honestly, a partnership. If we win, we'd want to license the technology and bring it to market, with you as the lead engineer. I'm a janitor now, and you're an engineer, you always were. Being a janitor was just a way to survive. Eli thought about Noah, about the science fair, about the future. I need conditions, name them first. I work 9 to 5, no days off, no late shifts. Noah comes first, agreed. Second, I retain creative control. No one interferes with my engineering decisions, agreed. Third, Noah gets a full scholarship to the university of his choice in the engineering program. The CEO smiled and agreed. What else? Eli paused. Respect for all employees, janitors, security, cafeteria workers, everyone. No one is ridiculed. No one is fired. The CEO nodded. You have my word. They shook hands. The next day, the company announced that Eli Parker was the chief engineer of the hybrid powertrain division. The news spread quickly. The janitor was now the chief engineer, the guy in the old Mustang we'd laughed at yesterday. The staff felt embarrassed, ashamed, and humiliated. Derision joined the team as a senior advisor. He and Eli worked together, refining the design and preparing for production. Legal intervention followed quickly, filing lawsuits against the auto text patent, using Eli's original documentation, original prototypes, and original applications. Autotech tried. It wasn't easy, but the evidence was clear. Eli had designed it first, built it first, and proven it first. Within 3 months, Autotech settled the dispute, recognizing Eli's priority and paying licensing fees. The technology was officially valued at $2.3 billion. Eli became rich overnight, but his life remained largely unchanged. Same apartment, same Mustang, same priorities, except now he was working as an engineer, doing what he loved on his own terms. Noah's science project won first place, a hybrid engine model based on his father's design. At the awards ceremony, Noah said, "My father taught me that good ideas don't need permission, they just need persistence." The crowd applauded. Eli stood in the back, proud and quiet. After the ceremony, the CEO approached him. "Thank you for giving us a chance, for trusting us." Eli nodded. "Thank you for seeing beyond the form. I almost did that, and it would have been the biggest mistake of my career." Eli smiled. "People make mistakes, it's what they do that matters." After the CEO agreed, we implemented new rules: respect training, vice training, ensuring no one is left behind. Good, because there are probably others like me, working below their potential, just trying to survive. You're right, and we will find them, we will acknowledge them, we will support them. Eli appreciated that. That's all I wanted. As Eli and Noah walked to the parking lot where the old Mustang was parked, Noah asked, "Dad, are you going to buy a new car now that you're rich?" Eli laughed. "No, this car is perfect, but people called it junk." People call a lot of things junk when they don't realize it, but that doesn't make them junk. Noah mused. So the car was always valuable. People just couldn't see it. Just like you. Eli hugged his son. Like all of us, we're all valuable, even when people can't see it. They got in the car, started the engine, a perfect rumble erupted, and they drove home together. "Are you shocking me with your assessment?" he asked. Doors. 6 months later, Eli's engine was in production. Not the old Mustang, but a new line of cars, affordable, efficient, revolutionary. The first cars rolled off the assembly line. The CEO invited Eli to the ceremony. Eli brought Noah with him. Noah was in a suit, proud and excited. The CEO gave a speech to employees, media, and investors. 6 months ago, I made a terrible mistake. I judged someone by their appearance, their title, their assumptions. She pointed to Eli. This man is the reason we're here today. Not because of his title, but because of his genius, his perseverance, his integrity. I paused, called his car trash, laughed at him, dismissed him, and I was completely wrong. The crowd listened in silence, respectfully. Ollie Parker taught me that innovation doesn't come with degrees, it comes with dedication, and that we miss incredible talent when we judge people by their uniforms. She looked directly at Ollie. "Thank you for giving us a second chance, trusting us with your vision." Ollie nodded humbly and graciously. After the ceremony, employees approached Ollie, many of them janitors, security guards, and cafeteria workers. "Thank you for showing them we matter." Eli shook their hands. "You've always been important, they just needed to see it." One of the janitors, an older man, quietly asked, "Do you have any advice for people like us?" Eli thought carefully. "Don't let your job define your worth. You are more than your title. And if you have an idea, a passion, a dream, don't wait for permission. Make it happen, even if it's in your garage. Even if people laugh, build it." The janitor smiled. "Thank you." That evening, a new story from the janitor to the chief engineer came out. A $2 billion engine built in a garage. It went viral, garnering millions of views, shares, and comments. This is the most inspiring story of the year. Never judge a book by its cover. This CEO deserves credit for fixing this. But Eli didn't read the comments, didn't watch the report, didn't bask in the glory. He simply went home, made dinner with Noah, helped him with his homework. A normal life, the life he wanted. Noah asked, "Dad, are you famous now?" Eli laughed a little, "But that will pass. Do you like it?" "Not really. I just wanted to build something good. The attention is unnecessary, but people respect you now." Some do, but the ones who matter to us are you, our neighbors, our friends. They've always respected me. Noah nodded. I always knew you were smart. Thanks, buddy. That means more than any article. A few weeks later, Apex Automotive, Eli's former employer, called. They wanted to publicly apologize and offer him the job of Chief Innovation Officer with an unlimited budget. Eli politely declined. Why, they asked. Because you had a chance. You rejected the idea. You rejected me. I'm moving on. We made a mistake. Yes, you did, and mistakes have consequences. I'm happy where I am. He hung up. Noah overheard the conversation. They want you back. Yes, but I said no. Why? Because loyalty is important. The people who believed in me when I was a janitor deserve my loyalty, not those who only see value after success. Noah realized. That makes sense. Eli smiled. Besides, I like my current job. Good hours, good people, and I can pick you up from school every day. That's the best thing for me, too. That evening, Eli sat in the garage, looking at the Mustang, its peeling paint and worn body. He could restore it, make it shine, make it beautiful, but he didn't want to do that because the car was perfect exactly the way it was. It was a reminder that value isn't in appearance, but in substance, and that the best things in life are often hidden beneath layers of paint, waiting for someone who will truly look inside. A year later, on Noah's 11th birthday, Eli took him to the Science Museum to see a special exhibit on automotive innovation. In the center of the main hall was a plaque naming Eli's engine. Underneath, the Parker hybrid engine, designed by Eli Parker, a revolutionary powertrain worth over $2 billion. Noah stood before it, amazed. Dad, this is yours. Eli nodded. This is ours. I built it for you to show you what's possible. Families milled around, reading the plaques, taking photos. One father read aloud to his daughter. This engine was built in a garage by a man who worked as a janitor and raised his son alone. The daughter asked, why is he a janitor if he's so smart? The father thought, because sometimes life is hard, and smart people do what they have to do to take care of their families. Eli smiled when he heard this. Noah whispered, Dad, is this junk? Eli knelt down, looking at his son. People thought that because they only looked from the outside, without looking deeper. But you knew, I knew, and you knew, and that was enough. Noah hugged him. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too. You're the reason I kept building, kept believing, and kept moving forward. They walked through the exhibit, holding hands. At the exit, a young man approached them, an engineering student. Excuse me, are you Eli Parker? Eli nodded. Yes, I've read about you. Your story inspired me. I'm studying engineering, but I work nights as a janitor to pay for school. Eli shook his hand. It's a good job, an honest job, but people look down on me. They don't take me seriously. Eli understood. Let me tell you something. Your work doesn't define you. Your ideas define you. Your work defines you. Your character defines you. Student, listen, people will judge, people will reject, people will laugh. So be it, because they don't matter. What matters is what you build, what you create, what you contribute. Were you upset when your car was called junk? Eli smiled slightly, but then remembered that their opinions don't change reality. The engine was still great. The car still had value. Their words were just noise. The student nodded. Thank you. I needed to hear that. Keep building, keep learning, keep believing. The world needs engineers like you. As they left, Noah asked, do you still have the Mustang? Sure. Will you ever fix the paint? Eli laughed. No, I like it this way. It reminds me that it's what's under the hood that counts, not just on the surface. Will you teach me how to build engines? I already do it every day, showing you that you can't give up, that you can't wait for permission, that you build what you believe in. Noah smiled. Can we go home and work on something? Sure. What do you want to build? I don't know yet, but I'll figure it out. Eli hugged his son. That's all you need. Curiosity, persistence, and someone who believes in you. You always believe in me, no matter what. They went to the parking lot of the old Mustang, still battered, still worn, still perfect, and drove home to build, dream, create together. If true innovation comes from somewhere, comment anywhere. Don't judge anything by its exterior paint. Under rusty hoods lurk engines worth billions. That's what Eli did. He didn't silence that parking lot with ostentation. He silenced it with quality, with substance, with evidence. And sometimes the one ridiculed leads the future to his son, to teach him that true talent doesn't need polish, it needs recognition, it needs opportunity, it needs someone willing to look deeper. The CEO laughed at junk, but learned to see genius. Investors fired the janitor but discovered the innovator, and Eli simply continued to build quietly, persistently, and brilliantly, not for fame, not for wealth, but for his son, to show him that your worth isn't determined by your title, your uniform, your appearance, but by what you create when no one is looking. Subscribe if you believe true talent doesn't need polish to shine.